modern science has talked about this phenomenon of junk DNA, right? And they've classified it as basically useless. And I find that hard to believe, especially now thinking back at some of the things you've taught me about this. DNA itself, is there any part of it that we can actually classify as useless or junk? Or is it something that's just like we talk about, a dormant component of us that needs to be activated?
The second part, let's just say. Because if you look at our body, right, there is nothing junk in it. Every cell, every part of the cell has a value or utility. The problem with our modern science is that if we do not understand something, we label it with something.
Right.
So what we see in our modern science that 4%, 5% of our DNA is activated and the rest is dormant, as you say. So this is junk DNA. But you also must see some of the experiments that have, not experiments, but studies that have been done. They found certain people who had just 6% or maybe 7% DNA activated instead of 4 or 5%. And that created geniuses just by enhancing or bringing into action 2 more percent points of DNA being active. Imagine if 10, 20, 30, 40% of your DNA becomes active, what are you going to achieve? That's why, we know that people who are very brilliant, we call them in English savants,
Yeah.
that they have some powers. There are some people who can do very higher level calculations faster than a computer even. But then we also have saints who have gone to a state of self-realization and they have several of those powers. You can say that they are also savants. But there is one distinct difference between these two. The savants that we see around us, the scientists that we call them, the geniuses, they don't know that their DNA is a little more active. They also don't know how it became active. Whereas the saints of Brhamanda Yoga, they know why. Because they made it active. So that is the difference between the two. And if you can do this, and Brhamanda Yoga teaches you that as you progress in Brhamanda Yoga, through all the sadhanas that you do on a daily basis, and the work that you do with your guru, with your teacher, that's what you're achieving. As you are removing your negativities, your garbage that you're carrying within you, it allows more and more, bigger and bigger portions of your DNA is becoming active. And that's why you see so many yogis achieving so many powers as they progress. And it's only because more bigger portions of DNA are getting active.
Wow. And I guess the reason why science is even catching up right now, it just feels like it's because it's a phenomenon of the physical world. This goes way beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. To watch the full podcast, click here. And to watch our previous podcasts, click here.